Well, in today's Money Monday, there is a quote that says, surround yourself with the right people and realize your own worth. And that is mighty apropos for today's segment with Kyle Wingfield of Finley Alexander Wealth Management. Thank you so much for being with us.
I love being here.
We love having you here. We know that finding the right financial planner is very important, but it is not always easy. I'm wondering, how do you know if someone is actually the right fit for you and your needs?
I think it's no different than any other relationship you have with a good friend or a spouse or a life partner. What were those feelings when you first connected? Remember that? Well, you can have that with a professional where you just feel like that you've known them your whole life. You can talk to them. They're easygoing. They're laid back. Whatever your personality is, theirs gels with it. Remember, we want a relationship that works. You don't want to have to work at a relationship. And I think so many people buy products from financial professionals and then they get into this place, Elsa, where they have a person and they feel like they can't really talk to them, or they're paying them, but they say, well, I've talked to them, and I experience it all the time. People call me or they come to a webinar and they've had a person for 10 or 15 years and they're talking to me, and I'm like, okay, I get it, but how come you haven't shared this with your current person? And they say, well, I haven't had a chance to give them a call. And I'm thinking, but you had a chance to pick up the phone and call a stranger.
So you're saying that you want the expertise, but also the rapport so that you actually see your financial advisor.
A good financial advisor is like a guide, and they are just as important as your family physician. And you should have a really close relationship with them, feel comfortable to be able to talk to them. And you should never feel like you're this. They should feel like this. And they should be really, really good listeners and ask really good questions and not speak jargon or feel condescending when they talk to you. And if you have those feelings, that's okay. That's a sign that maybe you need a different relationship, because you can get both. You can get the great rapport and bedside manner where they're speaking at a level you get and understand, and they're a subject matter expert in the areas that you need.
Now, that being said, when a person comes in for their first meeting or they have their first call, what is it that they should expect?
When I'm talking to people, I just want to get to know them. I want to understand, just get that feeling, where you're just meeting for the first time, you're talking on the phone. And if there's that connection that happens organically, then it's like, okay, let's talk and see if you really do need us, or I might be able to give you some point in the right direction and you might be good to go. But I just like to use that 15-20 minute phone call just to have a conversation. So breathe, relax. We're not going to get into hardcore numbers, but come with your questions. And one of my best and favorite questions to ask is, how do you define success moving forward, financially speaking? What do you want to see happen that you don't think is happening or that you feel is missing? And let's talk about it.
So what about when you're looking for an expert in a certain field? What do you look for?
Okay, so the first thing is, just like with financial advisors, they're just like medical doctors in many ways. You see the MD, but then what do we know by default to ask a doctor? What's your specialty? And I think so many people just assume financial advisor means they can help with this or they can help with that. So for example, if you're headed to retirement, in retirement, and you're concerned about taxes, you're concerned about income, you're concerned about legacy, you want to be able to do X, Y, or Z. The person you need to be looking for needs to be an expert in retirement income planning. Retirement income planning. Not only be a fiduciary, but also be focused and have an expertise in retirement income planning and forward tax strategy. Because taxes underpin everything you do, especially your income. So you're going to want that person, as they're giving you guidance, to understand the 7 retirement risks and to understand how to put together a plan that can allow you to have the highest income, the highest balances for the longest period of time to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it without any financial stress.
So I'm also wondering, you've been doing this for a long time. You're obviously very good at it because you just rattled all that off like it was nothing. What is the best advice that you've ever been given about investing?
Okay, so the best advice I've been given about investing. Number one, investing, never take any money to the stock market that you can't walk away from.
Got it.
That the stocks, investing in the stock market's risk driven.
Yeah.
Right. And let me tell you, good savings habits beats investment and speculation every time. Now, that doesn't discount it, but I think so many people jump in and invest because they feel they're behind the 8 ball, and they end up taking money that they know they're going to need and they bet it all. And that's called speculating. That's not investing. So I think the best advice I was given was just save your money
Okay.
and understand that when you invest, you've got to be able to be emotionally detached from the outcome, because we all know what the stock market's going to do. We do. We just don't know when. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to stay the same. Question is, when those dollars go down,
Are you going to be okay?
are you going to be okay? Yeah. I mean, it's going to affect your lifestyle.
You want to do something in which if you lose it, you're not going to feel like, oh, I just lost all my savings. And that is a point that you're making as well.
Yeah, and I think really good guidance helps someone be able to discern between, okay, how much should I be putting at risk like this, and how much should I be building in a safe environment so that I can get the outcomes I want? Because everything that you do, Elsa, is purpose-based. There's a purpose and intention for this money. What is it? And then plan accordingly.
All right, Kyle. So obviously people should not be taking their financial advice from me, but they want to get it from you. How do they get in contact with you?
FinleyAlexander.com.
Perfect. All right, Kyle Wingfield, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate you. And we'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.